Hi. My husband puts up his all.
You don't. Man. I like this. Top 2, 3 weeks.
Blair, which one do you have the executives?
One was the.
I never heard that term before. It looks nice.
So. Then one called.
Yeah, I have.
What did you call it? Sometimes. I don't know what that was.
Okay. Let's get started. We'd like to welcome everyone to South Weaver City Council, 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August the 25th, 2026. We'll begin, I'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then Councilwoman Petty will offer a prayer. If you please rise and follow after me.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father in heaven, we are so grateful for the opportunity we have to come together as a community and as a council and be able to discuss the items that directly affect us and all of our residents. And we ask that that will help us to have an open mind and an open heart and good, healthy discussion. We are so grateful for all of our fire and sheriffs, all of our military, and everyone who keeps us and our families safe. And we would ask a blessing upon them and their families. They'll be watched over as they watch over us. Help us so we can have a good night this night and enjoy this beautiful weather. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. Okay, we'll begin with public comments. If you have a comment, we'd ask that you come up to the microphone and state your name and city in which you reside. We'll allow you 3 minutes to speak. Please direct the entire council and be respectful. Public comments, anyone? No public comments tonight. Okay, then we'll move on to our presentations. We would like to first recognize and thank our Country Fair Days Committee chair people, Tawny and Chad and Tracy and Vicky and Keith. They've done once again an outstanding job. Words can't express the appreciation that we have for them. I know it's a lot of hard work on their behalf and that they work on this year round and we really appreciate it. I don't know how they do it, but every year they seem to outdo the prior year, and we can say that about this year. So if you guys will stand up, we got a presentation, Haley, you want to make, or?
Right, dead standard.
Come on up, Chad.
Come on.
Yes.
Please take it over.
You're standing there.
Yeah, that would be good, but
We couldn't do that without your entire family. Your family is awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, continuing with recognition, we've got 2 employees that we'd like to recognize also tonight. Both of them have reached the 10-year mark with South Weaver City, which is awesome. We appreciate all that they do for our city. Both of them are excellent employees, and Mark Johnson and Heidi Anderson. Where are you?
In the back.
Hiding in the back. I saw her come in. Come on up if you would, please. Mark works in our Public Works Department, does the water and whatever else he's asked to do, and has been excellent. We appreciate his hard work and professionalism in serving in our Public Works Department. Heidi, she's crossing guard supervisor. She's 10 years again. She's also working over at the Family Activity Center. You know, I think we need to rename that. It's something that's easier. But anyway, we appreciate both of you so much for all that you do.
Yes.
And thank you so much for that.
Oh, they have something for you too.
Shady, if we, yeah. I knew it. I knew it. See?
Did they have to read it? Oh, okay. Mark was like, no. Thank you, guys.
Okay, next we'll have our Davis County Sheriff's report. Mike Valencia, I think, is going to handle that. He'll come up. We'll turn the time to you, Mike.
Thanks for your time. Again, my name is Mike Valencia. I'm the captain over the patrol division. I'm also here with our new chief deputy, Arnold Busher. I know a lot of you probably already know him. He has been held so many different positions in our office, and he and Chief West have switched. So Chief Butcher will now be the chief deputy over patrol. So anytime you want to meet with him to make all the complaints, it goes straight to him. That's it. So I will want to talk a little bit about the current stats of between April 28th and obviously a couple weeks ago or last week. Calls for service, if you can see. What we did is, you know, we kind of switched up our forms because we've had a couple of the council members from all three cities that we represent that have asked for current year and last year numbers. So we've tried to, as you can see, we've tried to accomplish the best we can, answering any questions that we've had from any council members in the past and hopefully in the future. You can see again, calls for service are a little bit down there from last year, which is a good thing in a lot of ways. If you take those the first field initiated and dispatch initiated, that is your first or your total for the calls for service. And then we go into arrests for this quarter. We have 13 arrests and 5 that were in lieu of citation. Any questions on that first section before we go on? Okay, next, obviously is a huge concern for a lot of your residents is the traffic. What we've done is we've accumulated the total amount of traffic stops with moving violations, non-moving, and warnings. You can see there was 253 traffic stops made during that quarter. The reason that you see there the amount of warnings and that they don't add up is because there's a lot of times when a deputy pulls over a vehicle and issues a warning, the only way we can actually track that is if they issue an actual warning citation, or if it's just a verbal warning, then we do it by traffic stop. So that's why you'll see the larger number that don't make sense as far as the total amount together. If you look at the next section, reportable offenses, that is again what we were dispatched to or what they initiated on the initial response that we responded to initially. But if you switch over to the next page where it says offenses charged, that is the actual sites that we actually would have made arrest on, whether that be self-initiated or dispatch calls. And if you look through a lot of those, like a lot of the cases have gone down, especially with the assaults. I don't know if you remember the last year we had a pretty good fight up there at Maverick. So that's where a lot of people were cited. That's why that number last year this time looks high compared to the current one now. And again, those, you got the narcotics and the DUIs, that's pretty much consistent for both this year and last year at this time. So those are our stats now. I would encourage you to take a look at those. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get them a hold of myself or Lieutenant Boyd so that we can answer any of those questions that you may have in reference to the stats. We don't want to give you too much because there's so much data that we could give you. It'd be pages and pages of data, but we are happy to answer any questions that you have about any of these stats that we've provided here.
Well, this is substantially less data than we've been getting.
Yeah, and honestly, that was at the request of, we took the responses from South Weber, Fruit Heights, and West Point, and that's kind of what they've asked. If you look, you're right, because I actually have the report from last year, which is like you said, it's consistent. It's a lot less, but it's all condensed down into. So this is last year's. It's all condensed down into more categories, less information as far as cases that aren't there. Do you see what I'm saying?
No.
So what I'm getting at is, like, say we had retail thefts that it was really high in one area. If the vehicle burglaries and the retail theft, because it goes under one section, if they combine them together where we use the IBR form, that is in the state, when we run our statistical information, that all gets merged together now. So it's, we can go back to that if you want, if you would rather that be that way, but we were told this is what.
And who said that?
I don't know that. I'm just going off of what Lieutenant Boyd and some of the Fruit Heights people may have brought to his attention.
Yeah. Yeah, that could kind of show us the trending, yeah.
Yeah, and we removed the graphs and stuff because we wanted to put as much as, we wanted to condense it down a little bit less. But if that's what you're wanting, we'd be happy to provide that to you guys if that's what you'd like. But I know that, like I said, the one that Lieutenant Boyd gave you last rotation, which was January to May or April, it didn't have the graphs and stuff either. They took that out then too, but we're happy, like I said, we're happy to provide you that if that's what you'd like.
Well, I guess the only thing that I'm really looking for, and I don't see that this necessarily does it, but I mean, it gives us just some numbers, but we're trying to look at, number one, if you as our sheriff's department, our police department, and as our vendor are keeping up with, number one, the contract, so we can make sure that the hours that need to be allocated over to South Weaver are being so. And there's been questions throughout the last couple of years as different things have raised them and lowered them. I don't see anything on the hours on it. You have a humongous drop from last year to now for the number of traffic pullovers or whatever. I don't know. It's already gone. Yeah, traffic stops. And while it's nice showing that number, it doesn't show why. And I guess as just a member of the council, and I'm only speaking for myself, is I need to know that what we're spending is getting us what we need as a city, where I know you guys do a great job. I mean, I love some of you guys, are just fantastic at what you do, but it's still very easy when we're the most northern and eastern part of Davis County for other things to go on in other parts of the county, and we not get the coverage that we're paying for. So
Right.
I guess that's the stuff that I'm looking for. I don't necessarily want to get into the heavy details about who did when and why. That actually kind of depresses me when we see those. But I think we have a fiduciary duty to make sure that we're getting.
Sure, and I'll add that. I'll make sure that gets added to the category next time as far as hours spent in the city, because we actually every shift we have somebody assigned to your city, right? And they log from when they are here to if they go to South Weber, or sorry, to Fruit Heights. So we log those hours and we log those hours for you guys, obviously, when we do our yearly update to you guys. But to answer your question, as far as the traffic stops, I can understand the concern there. Just so you know, one of the issues is currently we are hiring 6 to 8 deputies currently right now. So we're a little bit lower staffed than we normally are. Also, remember that we had a traffic division that was working half of the stops here in these stats, and the motors haven't moved because we had to take them off the road to cover shifts. So
Say, if you guys are having, say, like a staffing problem, well, the smallest, tiniest corner of Davis County might not be getting when it needs to. So I understand you guys are going through a lot and everything that you have to do. I've never seen you guys fully staffed. You're always down around 5. Yeah, we're just looking to make sure that
sure,
we're important to you.
I will assure you that the hours allotted are taking place, but I will also make sure that gets added to here so that there's no questions. And then I can even bring you those hours, or I'll have Lieutenant Boyd bring you those hours that are to make them up to date, so that you can see since January 1 how many hours that's taken place here. Okay. Any other
Any
questions?
other questions? Thank you, Mike. We
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, our next item. We have our intern. Look, she's already Johnny on the spot. She's right up here ready to go. Celeste has reached about the end of her stay with South Weber as an intern. We appreciate her being here for 4 months and for the work that she's provided for the city. And it's time for her to present her capstone project. And so we're going to turn some time to her to do that.
Okay.
And I hope this isn't too embarrassing for me, because she came and interviewed me and I don't know how well that went over. So at least if I say stop the video, please stop it. Or if you see my face turning red, well, it's red all the time.
Okay, good evening, everyone. When you walk into the clean park and turn on the water or call for the help in an emergency, you probably don't stop and think about what it takes to make that happen. I didn't either until this internship. I'm glad I got a chance to rotate and work with different departments, so I got to see what happened behind the scenes. And it really changed what I see the local government. I see the planning, the people, and all the hard work it takes every single day to keep the city running and make South Weber a great place to live. And then make me realize it can still be a big gap between doing the work and helping residents see and understand the work. So that's why communication matters. Because communication is not just about putting the information up there, it's about helping residents and people understand who is serving them, why it matters, and how it affects people's everyday life. And that's really why I make these videos. Not just about promote the South Weber, but to make public service visible. And hopefully it helps residents to feel a little bit more connected to the city they call home. So with that, I would like to share South Weber, a hidden gem.
Oh. Small town. Biggest county. On both sides.
Part of South Beaver. We love having opportunities for youth to stay sports, also other types of programs, which County Activity Center, there on Lester Street, it's a great place for people to come and participate in physical activity, classes. Public Works is an essential part of city services. Residents use public works services every single day, sometimes drinking water, sewer services, but roads, parks, we have lanes, water is going, storm drains, all of those. We have 3 employees on staff.
Can you pause it and then restart it again? Yeah. Oh, this is my highlight of the video. So could you please like open the OneDrive, or I don't know why it's. I sent a link to you through the email. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's doesn't work.
Want to point that out.
Say that again. Really? Yeah. They're not watching the video, they're watching us, so the wrong thing is on.
This is the way we do it.
They're watching the screen.
Recreation is a big part of South Weber. We love having opportunities for kids to participate in sports, also in other types of programs and recreation. Family Activity Center, they're on Lester Street. It's a great place for people to come and participate in physical activity or classes. Public Works is an essential part of city services. Residents use Public Works services every single day, sometimes without for drinking water, sewer services, driving on roads, parks. Anytime it rains and the water is flowing, storm drains, all of those things are public works. We have 3 employees on staff, 24/7, fire department, including our fire chief. If there's any emergency needs, all fire department will respond, whether that's medical or fire.
I hope you guys enjoy it. And this video is just really show how I see South Weber, the people, the work, and the heart behind this community. So I just want to say thank you to everyone welcomed me and told me and let me be part of it. So it is a wonderful and amazing working experience. So I learned a lot and I really like this city. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Celeste.
So Dave, what's next with that video? Do the citizens get to see it anytime or?
Yes, we'll post that on our social media. We'll post that on the website. We'll make sure that that is available and.
Sounds good,
used.
because that was very well done, very well done.
Yes, that was Celeste. Good job. I know she worked really hard on that and wanted it to be just perfect, and it was. Thank you so much.
Celeste, you made me proud to live here in South Weber. Good job.
Okay, next item. Is to recognize September as Constitution Month in the state of Utah. The United States Constitution signed in Philadelphia on September the 7th, 1788 stands as a safeguard of our freedoms, guiding our government and protecting the rights of every citizen. South Weber City encourages residents to learn more about the Constitution and its lasting impact on American liberties and governance throughout the month. We also invite residents to join us at the events and activities planned throughout the year as we come together as a community to celebrate America's 250th anniversary in this historic occasion. we still have a few activities, I think, left to go, do we not, Dave?
Yeah, Shaylee is ready to tell us
Bailey,
about that.
do you want
stuff
to
if you'd
tell
like.
us a little bit about that?
Thanks, Britt. Yeah, I would love to. We have 3 more activities this year that we're super excited about. Our first one is going to be our Chalk Art Festival, and that is happening the week of Constitution Week, so September 14th through the 19th. That's going to be at Canyon Meadows Park, and people can come. There's going to be chalk scattered all over, and come decorate the sidewalks at Canyon Meadows Park from the 14th through the 17th. And then we are going to have like a freedom walk on the 18th and 19th, so the Friday and Saturday, where people can wander around the park and look at all the pretty chalk art around there. So that's going to be our first, well, technically our second one because we had one for Country Fair Days, but that'll be our first celebration. And then we have a Founding Fathers scavenger hunt coming on October 6th. I'm not going to tell you the location because that's part of the fun, is guessing where that's going to be. But basically, kids, grown-ups, anyone can come to a TBD park to come and search for important historical figures. And that's going to be a really fun one. So I'm really excited about that one. If you remember our Spot the Squatch scavenger hunts a couple years back, it's going to be something like that. So we're excited about that one. And then the last one is one that I'm really looking forward to. It's our Veterans Recognition Ceremony and Tree Planting. This is a long time coming. So November 11th at Veterans Memorial Park, we will have a program and then a tree planting. We've been working with Shay, our parks manager, to kind of get that one going and get ready for it. So as the events get closer, we'll remind everyone about them again and post about it. And a couple different things for America 250. We have a page on our website that will be going, it's live, but it's not on our city news yet, but it will be. And if residents are interested in submitting stories about their ancestors, either just in America, in South Weber, whatever, there is a way to do that. Like we have links that they can submit stories, and then those will be featured on social media, on our website, that kind of thing. We also have coming up like just a bunch of fun facts about founding fathers and stories about important people in history that maybe people know about, maybe people don't know about, but we're really looking forward to just celebrating America 250 for the rest of the year. I know we kind of missed the ball when it came July 4th, but we're really looking forward to celebrating it the rest of the year. So that's all we got.
Thank you, Shaylee. That'll be great. Look forward to those activities. Okay, our next consent agenda we need to approve, which consists of July 14th, 2026 minutes, July's checks, June's budget to actual, and server upgrade. The council have any changes, questions, discussion items on any of these?
Can I just ask Dave, the cost for the server, was that within the budget that we had already identified? I can't remember what we had.
We budgeted $30,000. It
Okay.
came in just under 20, which we were thrilled about. And Brett's been working with Tech Legion, our IT company, on that. The specs of what they're providing is in that quote. So we wanted to make sure you saw that. And true to our standard budget process and approval of spends over $10,000 for things like this, it comes before the council for actual approval of the spend, even though
Yeah.
it was budgeted already.
And how long do we feel like this server will last us? That's a true.
That's a golden question.
It is a fantastic server. It is way above what we need. I think the RAM's a little low. I think we're gonna bump it up to 128 and have to do another service call, but yeah, these are good machines. The hard drives themselves, putting them in a RAID will be it'll be fantastic for the ones we've got. So I was actually surprised by the cost of them.
600. Nice. Okay. I wish I could tell you a specific estimate for life of a server, but I think it's dependent on usage to some degree.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll look for a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have a few resolutions we need to work through. Next, we'll do resolution 26-33, amending policy chapter 7, section 190, cash receipts and depositing. Any questions on this resolution, council?
Just one quick one. Why did we go from the 2 signatures over to a verbal at the end of the month?
We just don't have the staff to monitor that daily. The policy was pretty outdated. We just use our best judgment. There's only a few of us that can do adjustments. And we felt like we're able to handle that daily. And then at the end of the month, we'll review those. And then if there's anything over a certain dollar amount, we will have a supervisor review it. But we just felt like that was something that we don't have the time for, to get 2 signatures to do a adjustment when there's a phone call that we're trying to handle, help a resident right away. So.
I don't know what.
Depends on what that adjustment is. Most of these are minor adjustments, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And that's what we
Just-
talked about when we reviewed it in finance. And these were all like your billing issues, your utilities, your
So rebating a late
minor
fee.
issues. Okay,
Yeah, rebating a late fee.
yeah,
We just didn't
these are
think that-
not
These are not
thousands
large.
of dollars adjustments. These are small adjustments.
Okay.
The authentication, verification, if you will. So it's not like we're bypassing a step. It's just consuming them up and then one person back.
Because
And there's-
they still do get reviewed by
Yes.
their supervisor.
Okay.
All of them every month, correctly?
Correct. That's
But
what
all adjustments get reviewed
At the end of the month.
at the end of the month.
So there's no tracking, because it's all just a verbal, right? Just a verbal yeah, this one goes through.
It's a report.
No, we have a
It's-
report that we sign off. So if I were to do an adjustment, Heather would sign off on mine, vice versa.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, we review it. It's just time consuming to make
Yeah.
sure we get a signature for a $15 late fee
Yeah,
adjustment. So
okay. Thank you.
Move
We
to
had the
approve
same.
resolution 26-33, amending policies, chapter 7, section 190, cash receiving and depositing.
Here we have a motion. Do we have a
Second.
second? Have a second by Councilman Halverson. Do a roll call vote, starting with Councilman Halverson.
Aye.
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 Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Next resolution 26-34, adopting the final budget for fiscal year 2026, 2027. Any
Haven't we done
Discussions on
this like
this?
6 times yet?
Mhm.
That's how I felt when I read it. I know the process. I'm just,
We have beat it to death.
yeah.
Any comments?
I'm still a no on it because of the reasons I've stated before. I think we've got better things to be spending the money on and less of a overhead that we'd be putting on for the next 20, 30 years. So. That's it.
Anyone else?
Mayor, I move to approve resolution 26-34, adopting the final budget for fiscal year 2026-2027.
A motion by Councilman Windsor. We have a second.
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 Second by Councilwoman Petty. Do a roll call vote, starting with Councilman Windsor.
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
A 4-1, we appreciate that very much. Was a tough budget to go through. In support of it, I think it was necessary, and appreciate council approving that budget. Let's see, next item, resolution 26-35, amending the consolidated fee schedule. Any discussion on this resolution? Not, well. Motion.
Mayor, I make a motion, we approve resolution 26-35, amending the consolidated fee schedule.
Second.
Have a motion, second by Councilman Howardson.
No, Councilman Windsor.
It was both of us, but it's fine.
Oh, we gonna give it to him?
Ty?
All right,
It doesn't
you win.
matter. You can have it.
No, you got it.
I already typed Windsor.
It's shorter.
It's shorter.
Okay, we'll start with a roll call vote with Councilman Halverson.
Aye.
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 Okay, that motion carries also. Next one, resolution 26-36, we're going to postpone. After speaking with our legal attorney, why he suggested that this needs to go through planning commission, so we're gonna postpone it and send it through planning commission.
Thank you.
So we won't have a resolution on it tonight.
So those will come back in October sometime, or do we have a date when it'll come back?
The hope is to have it back to the council by the 22nd of September, if not first meeting in October.
Thank you.
The idea is that if we're going to have a conversation about a permanent land use situation, that needs to go through the planning commission as the land use authority. And so that was the change.
Can I request when it does come back that we get a copy of the current contract or current development agreement? Isn't that it? Because there's stipulations on that, just so we can review a couple things.
Sure. You want to see the full development
Yeah.
agreement, not just the one section?
Not just that one section.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. We got a public hearing next. We're gonna turn some time to Dave to explain what we're doing here with this public hearing.
The stormwater management plan requires an annual update now with some training. The actual adoption of that and the training that will come with it will be in a subsequent meeting. This was noticed to have a public hearing tonight to provide opportunity for the community to look at the plan and provide any comment before the council considers the final adoption with that. So tonight's the public hearing. The full plan was put in the packet and is available for review. So tonight's just simply an opportunity to listen to the public about their comments on the plan, and then that plan will come back for adoption and for the council in a subsequent meeting.
How often does this get updated?
We have to do it annually now,
Okay.
based on state law changes in the last few years.
Thank you.
So when Dana came that one year or Brandon first provided the training, the one year that we now talk about as an epic meeting, and then Dana has done that subsequently. And Corey Wilson in our Public Works Department, who's over stormwater, he and Dana work closely on the plan and the updates. Not a lot of changes really from previous years, but now it's a state requirement to review it annually and update it.
Okay, thank you, Dave. So with that being said, then we'll look for a motion to open the public hearing for the updated stormwater management plan.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, public hearing. Did you get that? Jeremy made the motion.
It was aye.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Angie was the second. Okay, public hearing is open. Anyone? Seeing none, we'll look for a motion to close the.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Appreciate that. Next item is a discussion item on the fifth local option sales tax. Anyone on the council have any questions on this? We want a little information. Dave, do you want to maybe lead us in here?
Sure, I'm happy to provide a little background. The state has authorized 5 different times for local entities, meaning counties and cities, to impose a sales tax. They are affectionately known as the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and fifth. Because of generally the amount of that sales tax that can be added in that local area. The county has the opportunity, the Davis County Commission is considering whether or not to impose the fifth option countywide. And they held a meeting, a work session of the commission, invited the mayors and city managers to come and provide some city perspective And as we walked out of that meeting, they requested that each city provide basically where we feel as a city and the council as a body, whether we support the imposition of this sales tax or not, so that they then can make that decision. It's 1/5%. That's where the fifth comes from. So 0.20%, half of which would go to transit and transit-oriented projects in the county. 0.05% would go to the county, and then 0.05% would come to the city. Our estimate is about $70,000 a year if this was imposed. So 0.2% is equivalent to 2 cents on a $10 purchase. And the county, again, is looking to make that decision sooner rather than later. The state law allows the county to impose that whenever they'd like. However, there is a timeline, a little bit of a shot clock that was put in place. Initially, when this became an option, Davis County was not interested in it because of some of the details around the transit portion. Not enough was going to the actual city and county. That's since been changed, and now they're considering it. Davis County is the only county along the Wasatch Front that has not implemented this so far. Weber County just recently did, and the way the state law reads is essentially when a certain threshold of counties has imposed it, then there's a 3-year window where the county has the option of using that money for anything they'd like, essentially, before it becomes transportation specific. So by October 1st of 2030 or 2029, let me confirm the date. October 1st of 2029 is when it would become specific to transportation for the county. Prior to that, the county can use it for a purpose determined by the county legislative body.
Just that transportation portion or all of it?
Just the county 0.10%.
So the city would still receive
will get our-
0.05 from day one.
From day one,
Fine.
yes.
But is the city's portion tagged to transportation?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a specific sales tax generation for a specific purpose, which is transportation. The city would have the opportunity to either displace money that we're currently using and free up general fund money, or have an additional amount of money going toward road needs that we have in the city. It's important, I think, to recognize that the city would benefit directly with additional money, but it's not our choice to impose it. That's why the county's asking, since the cities are all affected here. The universal feeling in the work session at the county from all of the cities that spoke and had representation there was that we are desperate for transportation money. That's why there are transportation utility fees, that the gas taxes going down, and Class C road monies are not as much as they used to, not going as far as they used to. And so having money for transportation would be a benefit. However, cities don't have the choice, right? It's up to the county commission. And so I appreciate the county commission personally by asking the question to get our take on it. Some cities have already provided a letter recognizing where they stand, whether in support or not. I've heard at this point that other cities are in favor of it, but that's just anecdotally. I have seen one letter officially because it was emailed to the county commission and included the rest of the city managers and mayors, but other cities, I don't know where they stand. So tonight's the chance for the council to talk through our level of support or not. And then the idea would be tomorrow morning, I'd draft a letter on behalf of the council. Mayor would be able to confirm that expresses what you described tonight, and then we could tell the county where we stand.
And if I'm not mistaken, that this tax does not affect gasoline and does not affect groceries. They're excluded from this.
I believe that's true, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was my question. This is a sales tax. So excluding those two things, does it go on, I mean, is it applied to every other purchase in the county?
Believe it does.
Like restaurant, transient, like hotel tax, all of that?
It would just be sales, just retail sales
retail
items.
sales.
So where
Yeah.
there's a sales tax, this would apply.
Yeah.
But transient room tax is a separate tax that is.
But it would not be on hotel stays. It would just be
So where you're now paying
Goods
7
purchases.
point whatever percent, it would be 7 point whatever plus 0.20.
and this is in perpetuity.
Yes.
And what feedback did we already give?
We haven't.
Oh, I thought the meeting was,
Well.
okay.
Mayor made a
From-
comment, I made.
I made a comment, Dave made a comment that we were in favor of
Yeah.
it. But
One member of the county commission seemed very supportive. The other two were more on the fence and asking some questions a little bit philosophically about taxes in general and death by 1,000 cuts and things like that. Everybody recognized the need, but there was some hesitation initially by a couple county commissioners, and so they were requesting feedback from the cities, knowing that we're affected. And I've heard through the grapevine that those other county commissioners are now in favor, but that I don't want to speak for them. This is
So
their decision.
if we say, regardless of what we say,
still there.
the commission decides.
Yeah.
I'm more in favor of it now that I know that it's not on food and gas, but. And we are lower than the other county, a lot of the counties around us. And that's one.
How was our share determined? Population calculation or?
The same distribution formula as the 50-50 for the rest of the local sales tax.
Oh, I see. So this goes into the same pot.
So yeah, there's a point of sale and there's a population-based formula. Yep.
So this would impact Amazon purchases.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm in favor of sales tax as like a primary sale taxing, but just adding an additional tax to all the other taxes without any reduction in the other taxes, I'm not 100% in charge. Like maybe I don't fully understand why this extra tax is needed. Like, is there a better or more in-depth explanation that you can give? Better wasn't the right word. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
They don't have enough money to spend. Well, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Whether they claim it's for transportation or move things around, like we said we can do, they want more money. It's just what it comes down to.
Well, was there something specific that they said is driving the need for additional revenue?
Well, the need statewide for transportation money is evident. The freeze thaw effect that we all go through really wreaks havoc on roads, and the cost for road maintenance is there. Every city that I know of feels like the list of road projects is longer than the money that they have to deal with those. I know that the state also feels like road projects is a major service that residents want and are looking for. And again, to Joel's point, there's not enough money to take care of those things. So the state allowed this as an option. That's why it's called local option. For counties to be able to determine if those needs needed a revenue stream and have created that option.
Does this kind of play into the idea that costs have risen faster than revenue has risen? Therefore, that's why we have such a backlog or
I
is
think
it a
for the
larger
longest
conversation
time
about mismanagement of existing revenue, and then that also plays into kind of where we're at?
I think that there's a lot of things at play when it comes to transportation money. If you think about the mechanisms and tools that we have right now to get revenue for transportation, the gas tax is the primary driver of transportation money, which is not a true kind of one-to-one usage tax anymore because of different alternative fuels and electric vehicles and things like that. And so the amount of money that is generated through gas tax is not the amount of money that it used to be. And so that is a piece of the consideration, is how do we generate alternative revenues to replace some of that lost revenue as buying trends change in that space. The other element is that I think for many years, roads were a little bit of a forgotten service, and money to go to repairing roads just wasn't keeping up. I've seen that in a number of different cities. And a lot of residents will complain about road degradation and the potholing and the increased splaying and cracking and things like that. And so cities are starting to put more of a emphasis on that. You'll see within the last 7-8 years, there have been a growing number of cities that have had a transportation utility fee similar to ours, knowing that there is needs in the transportation space for revenue. So that may be long-winded. I hope that answers some of the question.
It does. Thank you. I appreciate that.
From a,
Remember the question?
what's that?
I don't even remember the question.
I'm sorry.
I know this is probably going to surprise y'all, but I'm very much in support of this one. I know it's a tax that affects everyone inside the county and yet gives us a pretty good handful of money. And I believe that the city needs that money more now than ever before. And I would love to see our current transportation costs go down because we're taking in some of this and being able to service the debt instead. So I think this is a good deal, and I hate saying that because it's a tax, but.
One clarification question, if I may. As I understand it, and this is what I'm trying to clarify, this new monies, sales tax monies, the 50% for the county is for the county to spend on county roads. And the portions that come to the cities, is that supposed to go to cities' maintenance of their own roads, or does it go to the general fund and can be spent on anything?
It is road specific.
So it's road specific.
For cities,
Now,
it's
my
road
comment
specific.
would be, the South Weaver City has done an excellent job leading out on its transportation utility fund. And I believe has done an excellent job in maintaining its roads where they used to be some 7 years ago. So I think we're ahead of the curve. Now, staff could come back and say, no, we're barely getting by, but given what I'm going off of is just visual. And the extra money would be nice. I'm certain we could put it to more roads, but I think we're keeping pace as we are. We might want to consider reducing our transportation utility fee in commensurate to the additional monies coming in if we do this to make it a balance for our citizens. $70,000 or $60,000, whatever you said, isn't going to do a block of new road service. It's going to add a marginal benefit, but I give our citizens the benefit of the doubt for what they have been doing for the last 7 years. That's just my thought. I just want to make sure it has spent on road maintenance, not snow removal or salting, but basically surface coatings and rehabbing of the city streets.
I don't think that it is as specific as just maintenance. It could be projects or other things like that.
New projects?
Uh-huh.
New projects?
It's more broad when it talks about
So it could go
transportation
to a
needs.
fund. We could put it into a savings, if you will, for any of these new roads that are coming up that would need to expand.
They brought that up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not as limited as the
Yeah, they said it's
transportation
really
utility
broad.
fee money.
All right, thank you for that. That helps clarify because the
Yeah.
transportation utility fee was very specific as to what it was.
Right. This is more broad than that. It could
Thank
be
you.
used in other ways. A couple of things, just kind of pros and cons that I've heard from other cities in their dialogue. One of the considerations I know that Farmington brought up was the idea that this is a tax that we all pay when we go to other counties. And when we travel to their places, they're trying to gather as much money from outside residents as they can because it's a sales tax, especially for a place like Farmington that has a lot of visitors to their retail establishments and Lagoon and other places. They would like to capture that same type of revenue from visitors. And the more money that we can obtain from outside sources rather than our own residents, can become a benefit. And that's one consideration, when you just try to weigh the kind of pros and cons of it. So there's probably other things to consider. That's just one.
Yeah. That's a point that I was gonna bring up, so that's great. So what do we think? Any more? Dave, did you have?
I'll support it because Joel did.
Okay.
Joel, we know what Joel is. Jeremy?
I support consumption taxes, so I'm in.
Wayne?
I'm in support.
Okay,
There you go.
there you go, Dave.
Unanimous
Letter.
support is what I just saw.
The letter together. I never heard one mayor or one city manager say that they weren't in support of this. The only two fence setters were two of the commissioners, and like Dave mentioned, I think that they've come around a little bit. So, anyway, okay. New business? Anyone have any new business? Dave, you got any new business?
I do not.
Committee reports, starting with Wayne.
Our committees, that I sit on have not met recently, but I do have a question. We can get a report on the last planning commission meeting. In the new development over by my area of the woods. What happened?
Planning Commission approved it. Moved on to City Council. Conditional. Yeah.
No conditions applied to it?
They had some concerns that they,
More concerned about the transportation and the road that leads into it that's gonna go through.
7,600.
Yeah.
That was brought up. A lot of the residents brought that up. And,
They sent it up, leaving that, and I was just there because I enjoyed that one. The real concern that they had was just keeping the number of lots at 12 and not increasing it because moderate, low to moderate can actually take it up to a much higher level.
they could take it up to like 16.
Most of the public's comments were all, we don't need this road coming in here being the main rush through from the school. That's always been a nice, quiet little area, but yeah, that was their primary concerns, and the planning commission just approved it with the conditions that it stays at the 12 lots.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but the road is still on there as it is.
It was approved, 12 lots or less,
Yeah.
There you go.
be exact.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to report, Mayor.
Jeremy?
Dave, Wayne and I were talking earlier about the safety committee. I think there's a need to meet face to face, so if you could work with me to schedule that, great.
I sent an email this afternoon,
I
just
just-
prior to the council meeting with a scheduling email. So if everybody replies to that, we'll find a time in the next few weeks and get together.
Okay, thank you.
Joel?
I don't have anything from committees, but I probably should have just said this in new business. As everyone knows, we had a fire over in Uinta, which was called Dugway for some reason. Still don't understand that. But first thing in the morning, came outside, saw the huge smoke and fire, got out there, used my big old binoculars and looked and saw our guys over there and went back to bed. They did a fantastic job as always. We really do have the best and best trained. And I just wanted to say how much I appreciated them being there and taking care and protecting our city.
Yes, sir.
It might be worth Chief Tolman saying something about it, but from my perspective, this had very similar aspects to it as the Uinta fire. And it had a very different result. And so I hope we recognize, I was going through my mind just off the top of my head, the number of fire starts we've had along the I-84 corridor in the last 14 months, right? Last summer and this summer. And without even trying very hard, I got past 6. And so I think most people don't know how frequent that really is due to the quality and response of the fire department. So
Yeah,
I agree with that shout out.
I got a great team.
This is way off topic of reports, but the fires made me think about it, and I was looked over to see if Lance was still here, but I know we only require a masonry wall down 84 when the home's back the wall, or back 84 now, currently in our code. I would propose that we have somebody look at making it mandatory that masonry wall is there. Without it, I mean, we would have had a lot of structures burned last year.
Yeah.
And the other one, the other smaller one would have burnt too. I mean, I think it's a need, not
I
not
agree.
just a,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, it
city
saved
of homes are
it
there.
saved the RV.
It saved the RV. There was the other small one over there this summer that went up against that one too, and all along 84 development along 84. We have a lot of sections where it would be a
84.
disaster if a fire hit those now, because all it is a vinyl fence.
Yeah.
And that, the
Or chain
masonry
link
fence
too.
that we
Yes,
required
yeah.
of some of those others has made a big difference, and Derek can attest to that or not, it's saved a lot of homes. So I would like it.
Is that a request to have the code committee
Yes, please.
reconvene and get working
Yeah.
on that?
Worded much better, yes.
Wow. I think it would be good.
Sorry.
Okay, where were we, Angie?
Yes, sir. I would just like to meet with the Parks Committee, just to follow up on a few things. And also, I just want to make a report that Dolly will always love us and she'll be missed.
Yeah, that was
I
sad.
don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. I'm not really crying, but I do love Dolly. That's it. End of reports.
I have nothing else.
Claire. I had one that I was gonna mention and now you brought up Dolly, I forgot.
The other fires on 84.
That wasn't it. I can't think of it. Gosh, can't think of it. So Shaylee, have you got anything else? Celeste, thank you so much for your capstone project. I thought it was great. We're gonna miss you.
I did miss one thing, and the mayor brought it up earlier. Hill Air Force Base RAB Restoration Advisory Board is having an open house on operable unit 4 on Thursday from 5:30 to 7 if any of the public wants to go. Operable unit 4 is the unit between Riverdale and South Weaver that comes down into both sides. So they're making an amendment to that rod.
That's Wednesday, that's
Was that
tomorrow.
what? Oh, I thought it was Thursday.
Need to upgrade
It's 26th, you're right. Wednesday. Thank you.
I do have one other thing to report to the council, and that is the bond refunding officially closed on August 11th. And we sent that information out to the council of what the bids were, but that process has finally come to a close and it's official. We ended up saving just over $900,000 over the remaining life of the bond. Yeah.
Good job, council.
And we'll now have that paid off in 2038. So it reduces it by 5 years, and that's a significant difference.
done.
So,
I just remembered what I was gonna report on.
Good
I-
job, Dave.
Just wanted to report that the remodeling over at the fire station, we're complete over there with the bedrooms.
nice.
Everything is good, right, Derek? Went by and inspected that and it looks really good. And we also had some insulation added to the ceiling over there and all of the fire station, improve that. So that should help also with the heating and air conditioning. So with that, I think that's it. But the remodeling is done, so that was it.
Move to adjourn.
We'll look for a motion
Second.
to adjourn. Wayne and Angie, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.